All right, so hi. Can you hear me now? All right, there was a technical difficulty. Hi, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. This is Sha Nacino. I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really happy that you are joining us here in our YouTube live. So I'm an author of 14 books, and I'm also the founder of Write University and the 90-Day Book Writing Challenge. So today or tonight, I am going to interview 5 first-time authors. We will learn more about who they are, what inspired them to write their own books, what their books are about, etc. So I'm so excited to be interviewing them. But first, if you are watching right now, please say hi in the comments. We'd love to greet you. So I'd like to say hi to Cerny Dawn from Dubai. So thank you for tuning in live. So if you are watching right now via YouTube live, please say hi and comment where you're tuning in from. We'd love to greet you and have a shout out for you. All right. So I'm about to introduce the 5 authors who will join us live here at Sha Nacino TV. But before that, I'd like to share that yesterday they launched their books at the Manila International Book Fair. This is the biggest book fair, especially in the Philippines. And because it's online, it they were able to reach a global audience. It's not just the Philippines, but also a global audience from the different parts of the world. So I'm about to introduce the authors tonight, and I'll be introducing the first author. So by the way, our topic for tonight is all about how to write a book, and we'll get tips from first-time authors. So I'll be introducing our first author. She is the author of the book A Dose of Grace. She is a working mom, currently in the airline industry, a servant leader of the Feast Doha, and a certified plantita. Let's all welcome Sel Gison. Hi, Sel.
Hello, Sha. Hello, everyone.
All right, thank you, Sel. And now let's call on our next author. She is an engineer and a PhD holder. So she's an engineer and doctor at the same time. So engineer and Dr. Maya Gabriela or Gabie Villaluz is an organic farmer and a seasoned international environmental engineer, as well as a certified neurolinguistic programming master practitioner. She developed her green thumb while tending to her home garden. As part of her commitment to nurturing Mother Earth, she converted an idle land to a full-blown organic farm consisting of Philippine native trees, including cacao, coffee, and other fruit trees, vegetables, and ornamentals. So let's all welcome our next author, engineer slash doctor, Gabie Villaluz.
Hello. Good
Hi!
evening. Hi.
Good evening, Dr. Gabie.
Thank you. Hi. Yeah, you could. I think in my book, in the background, that's my farm. So just to give
That's
you a
your farm. Wow, it's beautiful. So Sel is a plant certified plantita, and you are a certified farm tita.
yes, actually, before everybody talked about plantita, I was already a farmer for the last 16 years. So that's my get
Wow.
up actually when I'm in the farm. I have a hat. I don't have my long sleeves there, but I usually have a boots and yung aking old bicycle.
Right. So I hope after the pandemic, we would be able to visit your farm. Are
Yes,
you you'd
I
be able to
do.
invite us? I
I do
invited
actually.
myself.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I do actually visit maybe once. The first time, 3 months when we had ECQ. So I really wasn't able to go, but I have my small pots, so I'm still grounded.
All right, cool. Thank you, Dr. Gadi. We'll know more about you and your book later. So
Thank you.
I'll introduce the next speaker. She is an MBA and international leadership scholar at the Jack Welch Management Institute. A native of Tuguegarao City, Cagayan, she now leads high-performing teams on the world's largest cruise ships as multi-awarded business leader for global maritime professionals. She is a life coach and wealth coach who speaks in multinational organizations about her passions, faith, abundance, and poverty alleviation, personal leadership and mastery, and wealth management. Let's all welcome the author of 50 Bible Verses, Diva Gannaban. Hi, Diva.
Hello, everybody. Good evening to the viewers of Sha Nacino TV. This is Diva Gannaban from Tuguegarao City, Cagayan.
Yay! So we have one from Doha, we have from Manila, we have from Tuguegarao, we have from all over the all over the country and all over the world. Our next speaker is a civil engineer by profession from the Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila, where she graduated as a consistent academic scholar. She also has a master's degree in business administration from the Far Eastern University. She is currently working at the National Power Corporation. She is happily married to June, who is the board secretary of the Hearts of Jesus and Mary Prayer Community, a charismatic community under the auspices of the Marriage Encounter Foundation of the Philippines. They serve as lector or commentator at the Santissimo Rosario, UST Parish, and coordinator of the Family and Life Ministry. They have four children and four grandchildren. You'll be surprised when you see her because she doesn't look like a grandmother. Let's all welcome the author of How to Multiply Your Blessings, Malou Cruz. Hi, Miss Malou.
Hi, good evening, Misha. Thank you. Thank you for this event.
You're welcome. And we're really happy that you are here. So we'll be okay, so we have four authors right now who are joining us here in our live, and we'd like to know more about you. So, but before that, for many of our friends, especially in the US, today is a special day for them. Can you guess what's the occasion in the US right now?
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yes, Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to all our friends in the US. Speaking of Thanksgivings, I'd like to ask you, what are you most grateful for right now? So anyone can answer.
Me.
Yeah, well, for me, can I start? Um, I am most grateful for having this book because it really helped me actually bring out my authentic self. Because I write scientific articles, I can give formulas, numbers. However, simplifying things, this really was a big breakthrough for me. So thank you.
Amazing. And I just feel so proud when I saw you launch your book at the Manila International Book Fair yesterday. So thank you for sharing, Gabby. How about Sel and Malu?
Me, I'm very grateful. Talagang so grateful for everything that's happening right now. And it's a double treat for me because aside from launching my first book ever yesterday, a day before that was my birthday, my 43rd birthday. So it's really a double treat for me. Um, I'm so grateful also because I have a dose of grace, which made me a channel of God's love through this book. And of course, I'm thankful for my family and friends who always there to pray for me and to give their 100% support. And my BWC, my book writing challenge family, grabe. Thank you for your support. Thank you for cheering for us in our wins. So just so grateful.
Yay! So we'd love to hear also from Miss Malu and Diva.
Yes, for me, aside from being able to finish the book, I am so grateful for this group, for this event. And of course, I am so grateful for surprises. There are so many surprises in life. And so, my God, I I would like to embrace them all, and I would like to be thankful to God with all of the things that are happening to us. Thank you.
Yay! Thank you, Miss Malu. And let's also hear from Diva.
Hello, everybody. I am grateful for this community of writers for encouraging us to constantly give our message to a wider audience, not just in the Philippines, but also all over the world. This may sound very strange, but I'm grateful for the pandemic. I'm grateful for the bad things. I'm grateful for Typhoon Ulysses. I'm grateful for strangers And I'm grateful for all these events that are happening right now because it allowed us to pause, it allowed us to reflect, and it allowed us to reboot, recalibrate our lives.
I love your attitude, Diva, because you're grateful for everything, right? Even those that are not seemingly doesn't don't seem to be blessings, like the typhoons. But I agree with you that everything can be turned into something good. Everything can be a blessing. There's always light at the end of any tunnel, and there's always a silver lining. So thank you for sharing that, Diva. So tell us more about your book. What is your book all about, and what inspired you to write your book?
Okay, let me start. Well, for me, I love the environment. And in the book, I identified 6 areas of our life and the importance of nature in all aspects of our life. So somehow I wanted to deliver that message to my friends, to the whole world, that when they say, oh, the wrath of nature, nature is not angry. Nature is just nature. Nature is there, in fact, to give life to us. Without nature, we won't be alive. So, what inspired me to write and to give this message to everyone is that let us love nature because nature will always be there and react to what we do. So, that's why in the book I wrote about climate change because climate change is made out of man's actions. I wrote about reforesting, degraded ecosystems, because landslide and flooding won't happen if there are trees in the watershed. So that's why I thought maybe I should simplify biodiversity and others because yeah, I love nature so much. Even just the feel of the sun on my skin already makes me feel alive. So I want to share that joy. And I want to share that message to everyone that let us please love Mother Nature. Thank you. That's
Amen. And that is such a beautiful message because it's about time that we need to take care of the environment. So thank you for writing the book, Dr. Gabby. It's really a blessing for all of us. And I'm excited that more and more people will get copies of your books because we really need that. So thank you. Okay, let's also hear from Sel.
Hello. For me, when I was still young in my teen years, I really love to write and I'm very passionate in writing. But when I write in my journal, my reflections, my what happened during the day, my emotions, everything, it's just for my eyes only. It's for me only. And then I got this impression from God that He wanted to turn this passion in writing into something else, to create something like a book, to turn my passion to a purpose. He pressed the message that if I have something, if I have a message to deliver to the world, then I have something to write about in the form of a book. And so this is it, a dose of grace. It's a collection of simple, light some stories, personal experiences that I know the readers can relate or somewhat similar to their own stories, that reading each chapter, it leads them to reflection on God's personal message to each one. I have a reading suggestion to read one chapter a day. It's like when you read one chapter a day, you savor the message of what God has for you. As they say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So a chapter a day makes you grateful all the way.
Wow, I love that. A chapter a day makes you grateful all the way. So how many minutes will it take for them to read one chapter of the Bible?
About the story is about 2 or 3 minutes, 2 3 minutes for the story, and then they reflect on. They can bring it in their bag anywhere. They can, while lining up in a probably in a, this grocery or waiting, stuck in the traffic. They can just pull out. When they probably like become impatient. Okay, just pull out this a good book to read.
Right. So it's like their Bible for graces, right? A
Yes,
dose of grace.
a
So
dose of
speaking
grace.
Right. So speaking of Bible, speaking of grace, let's go to Diva, who wrote about 50 Bible verses. So what inspired you to write about this topic, and what is your book really all about? What are these verses?
Yes, so basically, Sha, I recently, just at the start of the year, I attended the Bible study, and that inspired me to write a book about it, about that experience. And I've been a Catholic all my life, but I've never really took time to sit down and open God's Word and read these God-breathed scriptures. So when I did the Bible study, it was a 90-day program, just like our book writing program. I yes, yes, definitely. Everything aligned because there was a call for authors in at the MIBF. I have not even written a single word, but I did know that I was going to be an author one day. So it was a call for me. The timing of my Bible study together with a call for MIBF, and believe it or not, I wrote this in 3 days because of Sha's book writing program, and it's what
Wow.
really inspired me. Yes, yes, it was like my heart was throbbing all the time, and I knew that God was calling me to finally release a book, and it was the perfect time right here in 2020 to do it. So that's what inspired me.
Right. So, well, I'm so amazed you were able to write it in 3 days. Oh my God.
Yes, Shad, thank you for your program. I was confident to do it in 3 days because I knew I read the lessons. I followed I followed your advice. I went to NBDB to apply for the license. It was self published because I needed to get I everything was done online because I was into Gigarao. So how could I get my ISBN at the National
Right.
Library, right? Everything just aligned. National Library of the Philippines told me just submit it, and then they waived the fee for application for ISBN.
Mhm.
Kla, Sha, you were all helping me on how this is supposed to be done. So yes, definitely you can write a book in 3 days. I'm a testament to that.
Thank you, Diva. That's a big inspiration to all our listeners right now who would also like to write their books. Now let's go to how to multiply your blessings. So, Miss Malou, what inspired you to write this book?
Uh, Nahiya. I was shy for 3 days. The message was very clear. In writing this book, I felt that I am an instrument of the Holy Spirit to convey the message to the readers. And so, this book.
Wow. Okay, thank you, Miss Malou. Thank you for that. We have another surprise for our listeners right now. We have a fifth author who is joining us tonight, so I'll be introducing him now. He is a banker by profession and currently works at Philippine Veterans Bank as an operations assistant in the cash management services division. He is also a part-time financial educator in the International Marketing Group or IMG under the Truly Rich Makers team. He is currently ranked in IMG as Senior Marketing Director or SMD. So I'd like to welcome our next author, Paolo Payawal. Hi, Paolo.
Hi, good evening, guys.
Good
Uh,
evening, Paolo, and you can join us tonight.
thank you, thank you.
So, Paolo, tell us about your book and what inspired you to write your book.
Stories can make you bless the world because I wonder, God hit me in, God hit me in my head because I love to blog, especially I attended the community of Brother Paul Sanchez, the priest, and in my first year as a priester, it boggled my mind to write because I want to inspire a lot of people, and uh, I have also my dark pasts in the especially I was diagnosed with bordering with autism spectrum disorder. And God said to me, why not use your story to bless the world? So I was determined to write my blogs and eventually consolidate it into a book. Not only my stories, but also I also posted there my reflections towards my stories because because I believe that nothing is impossible with God.
Thank you, Pao. And I believe that your book is such a unique book, and it will also give inspiration to all those who are experiencing ADHD. That, like you, they can also write their own book. So thank you, Pao. Thank you for writing your book. So your books are really inspiring. I can see similarities in the books of Cell, Diva, and Malou in the sense that they are highly inspirational. And for Dr. Gabie, it's really about the environment, which I'm really passionate about. You know what, Dr. Gabby, can I share with you? Can I share a confession with you and with all the
Sure.
listeners as well?
Sure.
Since in 2009, I was sent by my former employer to participate in a climate change program. So it was a 2 week immersion. And after that, my mind was really opened about climate change and how we need to take care of the environment now, today,
Wow,
2009.
amazing.
So since 2009, I've been wanting to write a book on climate change, but I couldn't. And now I'm so happy because you already wrote a book on climate change.
Okay. Thank you. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. That's
Thank you. I
good.
don't need to write it.
Yeah. Well, you can write also about it. Actually, what happened was my first title when I started, I'm so happy to hear Diva say that she was able to write in 3 days. Actually, I attended this course 2 years ago. So I didn't write it in 3 days. At that time, my title was different. It was really smack on climate change. And my editor was telling me, whoa, your book is nosebleed. I was defining climate change based on the United Nations Framework on Climate Change Convention. And I can say all those jargon, but I don't think people will be interested because it's all those technicalities. So that's why you gave me the opportunity to really dissect and make things simplified. And now my editor is happy because she said, "Oh, now you're talking." So yeah,
We can understand. Laymen like us can understand the technicalities. So thank you, Gabby. Also, let's hear from the other authors. Who are the target listeners or readers of your book? By the way, before you answer that, I can see here from Cherry Escoto, she's saying congratulations, and I'm looking forward to have copies of these books. So later on, Kim will put the link where you can get copies of their books. It's available right now at the Manila International Book Fair. So you can just go there, and with just a few clicks, you'd be able to get copies of their books, whether it's a physical book or it's an ebook. We'll be able to process the delivery for you. All right. So, Dr. Gabby, Malou, Miss Malou, Sel, Paolo, and Diva, who should buy your books?
yeah. For me, anybody who's interested. Actually, my target is um the young people, students, young professionals. Why? Because the world now is at their feet. They are the ones who can make a difference because they are the ones who can say, okay, I can change my lifestyle. I can choose to be more green. I can choose to be healthy. And that's why I said here in the book, when we do a sustainable lifestyle, we can be happy and healthy at the same time. And who doesn't want to be happy? When I attended the Gratitude Summit, I was really so happy. I thought, oh my, I could be happy with the small things and the big things. And that's what's happening. For me, it's like when I wake up in the morning, I open my eyes, I drink my glass of water, and I start praying and do all my ritual in the morning. I thought I have so many things to be thankful for. So I think the young ones, they should start getting to be exuberant. They should like feel there's so much hope in the future. I think it's even with the COVID and maybe later there'll be emerging infectious diseases. Because as we have seen right now, the change of virus or bacteria, there are biological agents, many things can happen. But we're very hopeful and there's so much life around us. So I want the young people to really embrace life. Like there's nothing more important than anything.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that, young people. And we're all young. It's not a matter of age. It's a matter of your disposition, right, Dr. Gabby?
Yeah.
Making sure there are the young ones and the young ones, but we're all young. Thank you, Dr. Gabby.
Thank you.
Okay, so how about Miss Malou?
Yes, since this book is inspirational and this book is really talking to people, the spirit is really talking to people. My target is for those people who would like to find the meaning of their lives, who would like to find the purpose of their lives, and who would like to live to these words, be a blessing, continue to be channel of blessings, and continue to be a blessing to everyone. And so I invite people to grab a copy of this book because this will tell you how to multiply your blessings and how you become blessings to one and all.
I love it. I love it. It's all about blessings, and who wouldn't want to be blessed, right? So we
Yes,
want to be blessed, and so we're already blessed. How can we even multiply the blessings so we can share those blessings with other people?
yes, yes,
So
yes.
thank you for that, Miss Malou. Sel.
Hello. For my book, same with Malou. It's an inspirational book, so it's for everyone, all walks of life. Those who wanted the good stories with a message. And since because of the crisis that we're experiencing, all the uncertainties, it's a very good book of positivity. So let's spread good vibes, the gratefulness of God, God's favor. It's about reconnecting to God. Those who are losing hope, those who want same a purpose in life, who wants a redirection. So it's basically for everyone, everyone.
Nice. Thank you, Sel. So it's such an inspiration that because all of us we need grace, right?
Yes.
So thank you, Sel, for writing that book because it's something that everyone, each and every one of us needs. So thank you. So we'd also like to hear from Paolo.
Hello. So my book is all about inspiration too, especially sa mga for those people who are losing hope and for also those parents, siblings, friends with na may mga kamag-anak silang mayroong autism. This is for you and be inspired and be blessed. Si Lord lang ang makakapagpagaling sa kanila. Kasi kung gagamitin nila ang gift na binigay sa kanila ni Lord.
Thank you, Paolo. And let's also hear from Diva.
Hi everyone. So my target audience is they're the people that want to know God more. This is a short collection, just 52 pages. And if you're getting intimidated by the thickness of the Bible and you have a lot of doubts in your life, I created a small volume. It's like a cheat sheet of Bible verses, and it's divided into 5 chapters: faith, healing, forgiveness, abundance, and love, all in the context of doubting. For example, if somebody is sick right now, critically sick, with critical illness, and you're doubting if you're ever gonna be okay, you're doubting if you will heal, you're doubting if there is a God, if there is somebody out there who knows what you are going through, read this. Grab grab a copy for your friend, for your classmate, for your loved ones. This is a book. This is a book for you.
Diva, can you share with us what is your favorite verse among the 50 verses that you chose?
It's Jeremiah 21. When God said, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to uh, plans to give you hope and future."
I also love that. Yes. So thank you, Diva. Now I'm really curious to know how it feels to be an author. So we'll add back all the authors here, and so any one of you can jump in and share with us how it feels to become an author. Especially, can you hold your book like that? Those who have the hard copies. Okay. Yay. So how does it feel to hold the first copy of your book, and how does it feel that now you are a certified author?
For me, it's like winning a gold medal in the Olympics. Amazing. Yeah.
Wow. Did you also cry when you read your book? No. How about Miss Malou? Can you
Yes,
feel better, Gabie?
the first time I launched this ebook is with Janice. Yeah, I cried. Yes.
Oh. It's like giving birth to a child, right? For all the moms here, who are the moms here? Okay, I'm not yet a mom. So thank you. That's also how I felt when I have had my first book. I felt like I gave birth to a child. So thank you, Miss Malu. How about Sel, Diva, or Paolo? How did you feel when you first published your first book?
When I when I published my book, like
So,
Gabby, she feels like winning a gold medal. For me, winning in a lottery.
How
I'm
much?
so grateful. I'm so grateful that I achieved, you know, the book that what God wanted me to create. So I'm overjoyed. It's like I'm floating in the air.
Thank you. Thank you, Sel.
hello. So for me, it's like for me because it's been my goal 5 years ago when I first night day book writing course and of course listening to Brother Bo, listening to some of the speakers. It's ano eh na-inspire ako to write the book. And of course, my friends also wanted me to write the book. Not only me, but also them. It's for me, it's all about God's grace. So it's para sa akin, I said to God, mission accomplished. And hopefully, I can also launch it in a hard copy after this crisis that we are undergoing right now.
Thank you, Pao. And by the way, Pao, I love your lighting. It's unique, Pao. It has a different effect. So, all right. Well, so how about Diva?
Yes, for me, Sha, it really feels wonderful. It feels like I made my younger self proud. So ever since I was a kid, I knew that I was going to be an author. It was in my heart, and God knew I really wanted to do this. So there's a different kind of feeling you give your when you give another person, like a stranger or a client or a friend, your business card versus giving them a copy of your book that you autographed and you personally made a message. So for me, there's a certain power and a certain influence when you complete a book. and you say that you're an author and a published one at that.
Exactly. So I remember, I can relate with you, Diva. I remember when I attended the Toastmasters International Convention in Malaysia. So I bumped into the world champion of public speaking, Mark Brown, on day one. So there were 3,000 attendees from different countries. So I bumped into him on day one. I gave him a copy of my book. And then on day two, I bumped into him again and then I told him, hey, hi, Mark, this is Sha again from the Philippines. And then he said, of course, I remember you. You were the only one who gave me a copy of your book. Everyone else gave me their business cards.
Wow.
So if you want to stand out, you can, instead of giving them your business cards, you can give them a copy of give them a copy of your book, because it takes a lot of commitment, dedication to become an author. And that's why I'm really, really proud of you, Sel, Dr. Gabie, Miss Malou, and Pao, Diva. I'm really proud of you that you were able to write your books. And your books are big blessings to a lot of people. For example, there are certain audience that Brother Bo can talk to, but there are certain audience that he cannot talk to. In the same way that there are also certain audience that if it were you, Diva, or Pau, or Miss Milo, or Gabie, Dr. Gabie, or Sel, who would talk to them, the impact would be different and would even be more effective, because the message needed to come from you and needed to be delivered to them, to those particular group of audience. So thank you. Thank you. I really honor you for writing your book and for sharing your stories to the world. So thank you. So I'd like to ask you. This is also for the benefit of all our listeners. What helped you write your book, and what is your number one tip for our listeners on how they can also write their books? But before you answer that, let's just greet people who are watching right now. So Riz, Riz Jordan, who is also an author. Hi, Riz. So Cherry, I'd like to highlight the comment of Cherry. She said that she would love to get copies of your books. So to all our watchers right now who want to grab copies of their books, please go to the manilabookfair.com. Just look for Wright University and just look for their books. With just a few clicks, you'll be able to order. And we will arrange Manila International Book Fair and Wright University will arrange the delivery of the books for you. Okay, to you. All right. So thank you. We'd also like to say hi to Clarice watching from Bacolod City. Don says congratulations to the new authors. All right. And there's one. So Don is watching from Dubai. So thank you, Don, for watching all the way from Dubai. All right. So there, dear authors, what helped you write your first book, and what is your number one tip to our listeners or watchers on how they can also write their books?
Okay, I like starting.
Okay, go ahead, Dr. Gabby.
Yeah. Well, when the pandemic happened, I already had a manuscript. And then I thought, wow, I have to rewrite. I have to make it, relevant. And the reason why I thought I should rewrite was because the pandemic was coming from an environmental effect, an environmental pressure. Studies have shown that the bats were stressed and they released the virus, and that's where the COVID came from.
Oh.
And who knows? However, why did the bats release? When it's hot, they get stressed. When they cut the trees, there's no habitat. They go to the cities to forage for food. I thought, okay, not many people know about it. So the importance of having trees, of having habitats, is really something that everybody should know about. So I started to tweak it a bit. Now the typhoons came. I thought, oh my gosh, the rains will come because of extreme weather disturbances, because of climate change. Landslides happen because there are no trees. So I have so many things, and they're all like throbbing in my brain. I said, I should write this. This should come out. The news has to come out. People have to understand the reason why we have to be careful of our lifestyle and why we have to be healthy, and then we will be happy. So that's the reason why I thought I should push for this book.
Wow, so there is a connection between climate change and the pandemic.
Yes, correct.
Wow.
And I explained it here. You
Mm-hmm.
find it
Mm-hmm. So interesting.
very.
That's why I really believe that everyone should read your book, especially the big corporations, especially those with factories, those that manufacture manufacture plastics for their products.
Yeah.
Okay. Chill, chill. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Gabby. How about our other authors, Diva, Sel, Miss Melu, and Pau? What inspired you? Who helped you, or who helped you write your book, or what helped you write your book? And what's your number one tip to our aspiring authors on how they can also write their books?
I'll go next.
Yay! Go, Miss
Yes.
Manu.
The 90-day book writing challenge pushed me to give this book a reality. And so I'm so thankful for Misha for this program. Really, this this one, the 90-day book writing challenge really helped me a lot. My my tip for aspirant authors, in Toastmasters, we have the germs and the gems. So we have also gems and germs in writing. And so my tip is to focus on the gem. The gem is focus on the message, just right. And if there are germs that are popping out, just like who will read the book? You are not credible to write. Who will be interested? Is your book worth reading? Do not focus on them because those are germs. Remember, focus on the gems, the message, and continue to write. Thank you.
I I love that. I love that. So the germs are also the distractions. So it's so important to focus on what really matters. Thank you, Ms. Melu, for pointing that out. So
Thank you.
later we'll hear from Diva, Sel, and Paolo. But before that, I'd like to greet. Yeah, Sel will go next later. So Sherry said, I once read that there are three things that we should do for our life to be complete: rear a child, plant a tree, and write a book. So how many of the three were able to complete? Me too. Okay, three, two. How about for Diva and Pao? Three. Wow. So two for me. All right. Mommy D also says, amazing, congratulations, authors. And Don says, in this, express yourself, be an inspiration or blessing to others, write a book. Congratulations. Amazing people are author. Thank you, Don. So keep the comments coming. And if you have any questions for our authors, please write them in the comments and we'll find time to ask them later towards the end of this YouTube live. All right. So, Sel,
It's the book writing course. It really helped me a lot in creating the book. When I first thought of creating the book, there's a lot of questions in my mind: how to start, when to start. I have doubts on myself. Kaya ko ba to? But then when I joined the Wright University book writing course, it gave me confidence. I can do it. That it is doable because of the modules, easy step by step, how to do it. So I'm very, really, really grateful for being a part of the book writing course, and I'm happy that to be here with my co-authors, sharing and blessing the world with a message. And about the tip, okay, my tip, number one tip, probably is commitment. Commitment. Don't delay what you can do today. You just follow your dreams. Hear that little voice inside you that's saying, I want to write a book. But then wanting to write a book is good, but committing to write a book is different. It will fulfill your dream. So make your dream a reality.
amazing, amazing. So, one thing is different from committing. Thank you, Sel. Okay, so now let's hear from Diva and Pau.
Yes, so for me, my tip for first time authors is make it simple. Don't overcomplicate things. You want to write it, just do it. So I love what Malou said about
Gems.
focusing on the gem. When there are doubts in your life, and this is a book about dispelling doubts. So when you are doubting if you are really worthy or not, you just do not focus on yourself. Do not focus on the doubt. Do not focus on that germ. Create the best life possible for you because nobody else would. My mom wouldn't do it for me and write her name over here. Nobody else will do it except me. So for me, for first time authors, even if you are not a writer, dispel all those excuses in life. If you really want to write a book, sit down, grab a pen, grab your laptop, and start doing it because you never know when you're gonna leave the earth and you're gonna be regretting that you haven't done it. Uh, I have not reared a child, so I've planted a tree, I've written a book, but this is my child.
Thank you, Diva. And that is your legacy to the world as well. One of your many legacies to the world. Thank you. So
Thank
how
you,
about
thank
you,
you.
Pao? Pao, are you still with us?
Man. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, I'm still here. So your stories can change the world. Alam mo, ang mga tao ngayon ay mahilig makinig ng mga storya. Anya ko po kayo na at least, at least, do, do it a try. Try nyo lang kasi maya-maya baka yung stories nyo, baka mas makaka-inspire pa sa mga taong ng mga nasa paligid nyo. So, si Jesus has stories to tell. Especially Jesus, uh, kapag sa mga gospels niya, nagbabanggit siya ng mga parables, no? To inspire his disciples, to inspire his people. So tayo din, ito ang purpose na bigay sa akin na ating binigay ni Lord para sa atin. To bless, to love people around us, to bless people around us. And your stories can be the pivotal key in order to love people around you.
All right. Thank you, Pao. Stories and sharing your
Thank you.
stories. That is so powerful. As they say, stories sell, right? So thank you, Pao, and thank you to all our authors. It's such an honor to be able to talk to you. I know at the 90-day book writing challenge, mostly our communications were virtual via the videos, but this is the first time that we're actually talking like this, right? So I'm really happy, and it's really an honor for me to be interviewing you. And I'm also sure that a lot of our listeners right now were inspired by you and your stories. So at this point, I'd like to ask you if people would like to connect with you or reach out to you and buy your books. So aside from the manilabookfair.com where they can buy your books, how else can they reach you? Where can they reach you? And where can they buy copies of your books?
For me, I have well, aside from what we have here, I think it's in the book. I have my email address. I also have a Facebook page. I also have my personal website, so they can look for me on the internet. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gabie. So they can just type the Gabie Villaluz, right?
Yep, correct.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Gabie. Okay, how about Sel?
At the moment, it's an ebook version. As Miss Sha said, that it's available in um, Wright University online shop. But if you want to reach me, you can reach me through my email. I have sellgison@gmail.com. Or you can visit my FB page, A Dose of Grace, and Instagram.
All right, thank you, Sel. So we can also put the links in the chat comment box so that people can just click the link and they'd be able to reach you. Okay, so thank you, Sel. Now let's hear from Miss Malou and then from Diva and Paolo.
I have an FB page also, Malou Cruz. So you can contact me there, or my personal my personal page, Maria Lourdes Blaquera Cruz. And just like what I told you, I am encouraging people who need kausap, just like what I told you last night, because my I know I have a gift of talking to people, and so I can be a listening ear, and so I if you know someone who needs kausap, I am just here,
And
Malu
she is very
Cruz.
motherly. Thank you, Miss Malou. I really can't believe that you have four grandchildren because you certainly don't look like a Lola or a grandmother. Thank you.
Thank you, Cha.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Okay, how about Diva and Paolo?
Yes, the aside from the Manila International Book Fair link for Wright University, everybody can order a copy of my book in my website www.divaphenomenon.com. I also have another website, divagannaban.com, but that is also dedicated for my other book.
Wow.
So I wrote two books this year. This for 50 Bible verses that this spelled out. You can get it at www.divaphenomenon.com. Get in touch with me there and I'll assist you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you, Diva. Pao, how can they reach you?
So, so you can add me up at my Facebook account, my personal account. And then I have also my page. I have two pages, but for this book, I will be using my advocacy as an advocacy in sa autism, no. I have a page called Autism Possible. You can like the page and I'll be posting about the details of the book there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you,
God
Pao.
bless.
So again, that's Autism Possible. Okay, so at this point, I'd like to say thank you to all our authors, Sel, Diva, Paolo, Miss Malou, and Dr. Gabie. Thank you very much for sharing your time, your insights, your love with us. And we look forward to seeing more of you. Maybe I can imagine seeing you or listening to you being interviewed over the radio or in certain TV stations, etc. And that is highly possible. And personally, I'll take note of your books as well so that if there's an opportunity, I'd be able to recommend you. And this is possible. Just one short story. So a couple of days ago, my former office mate in a bank asked me if I can recommend a speaker on financial literacy for young students or young kids. And then we have an author who wrote a book for kids, right? So I recommended her, and now she has a speaking engagement coming up. So that is possible. So I'll take note of your book. It's good that I got to know you. So I know what your books are about. And if there are opportunities, if people would ask me, Sha, can you refer people to talk on this particular topic? We have a list of authors from the 90-Day Book Writing Challenge on Wright University that we can tap. So that's one of the opportunities. So thank you. And I really look forward to seeing you inspire more people through your books and maybe through your speaking engagements and videos as well. God bless you.
God bless. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
God
Thank you
bless.
so much for
Bye,
this.
Bye
everyone.
bye.
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 All right. So there you heard from the authors of the 90-Day Book Writing Challenge, and I'm really happy that you're able to join us here in our YouTube live. Thank you for tuning in. I'd like to greet those who are watching right now and those who shared their comments. So Prima said, "Congratulations," and she also said, "Thank you for inspiring me to make my dream a reality someday." Okay, so thank you, Prima, and I'm sure you can also make that dream of yours to become an author a reality. So if you are listening right now, if you're listening to me right now, and you would like to write a book as well, here's the thing: you don't need to be a writer in order to write a book. And I always tell this to the students of the 90-day book writing challenge online course. Neither do you write a book because you are a writer. Always remember this: you write because you care and you have a message to share. So always ask yourself, is there a message that I'd like to share? Do I care enough to share this message? Those are the two things that you need to ask yourself. And if your answer is yes, then you should write a book. And maybe you're asking me, how can I write a book? I'm not a writer. Again, you don't need to be a writer. The only skill you need for you to be able to write a book is the skill to write a sentence. If you can write a sentence, then you can write a book. Why? Because a series of sentences make up a paragraph, series of paragraphs make up a chapter, and series of chapters make up a book. Simple, isn't it? Now, all you need to do is to have your system on how you'd be able to write your own book. And if you would like to join them and be part of the 90-day book writing challenge online course, if you would like to know more about the 90-day book writing challenge, just go to shanacino.com/write. So we'll also post the link in the description so that you'd be able to just click the link and know more about what you can get as part of the 90-day book writing challenge. So we have another comment here from Bea. Bea is also one of the authors of the 90-day book writing challenge. She said, "Congratulations, wonderful authors." Thank you, Sha. Thank you. You're welcome, Bea. Beautiful messages from all of you. Virtual hugs, so inspired. You got this. All right. So thank you, Bea, again to all our listeners or watchers right now. Thank you so much for joining us live. This is our first time really to live stream via YouTube, and I'm really happy that you were able to join us. Thank you. I'm really grateful for you. Again, one last shout out to all our watchers who are still here right now. Bea, Dawn, Prima, Mommy D, Sherry, Riz, Sherry, Clarice, Cerny. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for sharing your comments in the chat box. So thank you. So before I go, we are about to close this live. Before we go, let me just show you the video from one of the book launches of the graduates of the 90-day book writing challenge. Again, this is Sha Nacino, and I'll see you tomorrow. God bless. How to Write a Book Seminar plus Book Launch is the highlight of the 90-day book writing challenge online course, because this is where the graduates of the 90-day book writing challenge get to launch their books. In this event, we have 14 authors who will launch their books. Some of the authors came from South Korea, Singapore, and even Tawi-Tawi, Tugigaraw, and Zamboanga.
Once again, good afternoon, everybody. And this is the How to Write a Book plus Book Launch 3.0.
But I felt God's calling was so strong. He was telling me, "Sha, you need to write a book because this is not for you. This is for the people who will be blessed by your books."
Na pag kinain ng potential customer mo or binasa ng potential customer mo at naging malaking tao siya, na benefit siya, I will tell you, hahanap-hanapin ka ng customer mo. Life is not fair, but God is fair. I'm really, really sure about that.
First, thank you, Sha, for another successful book launch. And kay Sir Arnold na inspiring story, yung From Rags to Riches. And congratulations to the 14 authors. God bless.
It was a truly inspiring afternoon, hearing from all of the speakers and, of course, Sir Arnold. And each and every single story was truly inspiring, uplifting, and motivating. I'm living outside the country, and then to be able to read their story, it's really inspiring, and it really gives me a lot of desire to write my own book someday.
I am very grateful that I've attended this event because I have learned of the various experiences that the authors share with us, and most of them are blessings to the attendees.
It really changed me a lot. And keep up the good work to inspire others dahil nakaka-bless po kayo. Hindi lang po sa mga other people. Siyempre po, lalong-lalo na po sa akin, sobrang na-bless po ako na, wow, this is my start.
You don't need to be a writer in order to write a book. Neither do you write a book because you're a writer. You write because you care and you have a message to share.